Hey, great to see you. I'm Dave, and I want to talk to you today about the love of God. I don't know why he chose me that day. I was in 5th grade, my brother John was in 8th grade, and it was very unusual for a 5th grader to get picked into that 8th grade game. But my brother John, he was the team captain that day, he said, "I choose Dave." And I was shocked. I did absolutely nothing all game long. We were getting towards the end of recess, and it was the last play of the game. My brother John was the quarterback. He called hike, and I went long. I went all the way down the field into the end zone, and I was standing in the end zone all alone. And he throws a pass all the way down the field, and my first thought was, what in the world are you doing throwing this ball to me? And I stood there for what seemed like 10 seconds waiting for this thing to come. And I remember I closed my eyes. I really did. I closed my eyes, and it must have been a perfect pass because I didn't move an inch and I caught the thing. And we won the game. It was exhilarating. But I still wondered, why in the world did John choose me that day? I mean, I was no good at all. Have you ever asked that question when it comes to God? You ever wonder why, of all the people in the whole world, why would he choose you and me to be his own? Why would God choose you and me to be on his team? Well, there's a passage in the Bible that talks about that, and I want to read the passage, but the answer to that question is not maybe where we think at first. This is what it says in Ephesians 1:4. It says, "For he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight." Before the creation of the world. That means before the world was even a twinkle in God's eyes, he peered through eternity and he chose you. So why did God choose you and me? Well, the answer is wrapped up in those first words. For he chose us in him. God chose us in Jesus. He chose us not because of who we are, but because of who Jesus is. God chose us because Jesus decided to come here and become our brother. God chose us because Jesus died on the cross to take away our sins and make us holy and blameless in his sight. God chose us simply because he loves us. You see, grace isn't something that's inside of you. It's something that's inside of God. And so he chose us to be his own simply because he chose us. Back before God said, "Let there be light," before all of that, there was just God. And he thought of your face. And he smiled. From that moment on, God chose you to be on his team. So have a great day. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about how love sent. So hit subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be a long week, and let's start it off right talking about God's love. You know, when we think about the love of God,